Talk Shoe.
Recorded live.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be across the nation or around the world. Once again, you're listening to the VMware Communities Roundtable podcast. This is podcast number 644. My name is Eric Nilsson, and with me today, I have my all-time favorite co-host, Corey Romero. Today is May 10th, 2023. Corey, how's it going?
Going great, Eric. Yeah, busy as always. Busy times, and things are well.
Good. I think you've unburied out of the snow. All our reservoirs are full. We got the new lake in California. It's still chilly here in California, so we've just got this cold front that's hanging around here. So it's been pretty cold. But other than that, the color of the bay is really green and choppy and windy. So it feels like we're sometime in still January here in California, but not too bad. How's the weather up there in Utah?
You know, the weather's been nice in Utah. We've had a little bit of rain. We've had some warm days, but I can see my grass, and we don't have any snow left in the yard. So we went from 7 to 9 feet down to 0 within a month, which has been great. So yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, on the show today, we got a little bit of a fun show going on. We've got Mohammed Jamal Adin from VMware. He is a lead solution architect in the multi-cloud management BU. And we got him to talk about 2,200 VMs, 2,500, I guess the 25-year anniversary. He went out and provisioned 2,200 VMs, did a blog article on it. So we'll talk a little bit about his blog here, and we'll talk about what he's been doing. His blog is cloudflation.com. So cloudflation.com. He's a relatively new blogger. So we will get to Mohammed shortly. But before we do that, we'll just talk a little bit about what's happening in the news. Obviously, VMware Explorer registration is now open. Early bird applies for US, which again is August 21st through the 24th in the Venetian Convention Center in Las Vegas. So go get yourself registered, get that early bird discount price, go get your flights, and it should be a great time. We're going to have a great experience for communities all together in a big room in Vegas. So we should have a great time. We've got the pinball museum party. I think we're getting like $5,000 worth of quarters or something like that for everybody. We're inviting VMUG. We're inviting vExperts. We're bringing everybody together in the Pinball Museum, which this year the Pinball Museum is in a new place. It's a big building right across the strip. It's on the strip on the southern end. So we won't be doing shuttle buses, but you can get there. It's right on the main strip. It's probably a 25-minute walk, but the train system, the little tram that they've got, drops you just a block or two away from the new and improved massive pinball museum this year. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some kind of stuff to eat. We're not sure what the budget will allow. We're hoping for some barbecue, but we're not positively sure what we're going to get, but we will let everybody know as we get closer. So go get registered. Early bird special. And Corey, I know you guys have been trying to figure out if we're going to have any blogger passes at all. Any updates on where we are there?
Yeah, so I've got 20 blogger passes for bloggers, and though that news will go out for who gets the blogger passes on the 19th. Blogger pass applications close this Friday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. The link for that is it's kind of a weird link, but I tried to make it as short as possible so I could say it here on the podcast. It is rb.gy/ndhgv. So if you can go, if you want, if you're a blogger and you're an active blogger and you want VMworld Pass, where you get front row seating, early access to general sessions, and I'm working on some other things for those who hold blogger passes. I'm working with the comms team at VMware, and so those will end. The application will close on this Friday, so get that application in.
I know. Yeah, perfect. I know that we got some fun stuff going to happen for CTAB members as well. So CTAB's going to be there. We're going to do a platinum experience for them, which should be fun for them this year as well. I know that the champion group is going to be in our area, and we're looking at doing some fun stuff there. We're going to try to have a little podcast studio. We're going to have some real-time podcast stuff happening as well, and different people, so you can go come in and get on a show if you're lucky. And then, of course, the Code Theater, the Community Theater, the Expert Space, and all the other things that we do. We are not sparing any expenses this year. Last year, if you went, we were kind of on a budget because we weren't sure how many people were going to come to VMworld post-COVID. Now everybody's got the memo that, VMworld had everybody there. Europe had 10,000 people. US had 10,000 people. So we're going all in. The budgets are looking pretty fat. I'm happy about that. So should be a great event. And I know that we are also announcing the winner this week of the 25-year anniversary. Win a free pass to come to VMworld, and I know that they have picked a winner, and they'll be announcing that as well. So watch out for some contests because it should be fun. There should be other ways to end up getting to explore if you're desperate and can't afford a ticket. So I think that's it for the news. Corey, anything else?
Yeah, I've got a couple other things. Since we're on the topic of Explore, I will say this. The events team back in February had a meeting with vExperts for some Q&A and some feedback from the show. And we've got some results from that. And I'm pretty excited to announce that the events team is working with 4 vExperts. And what we're doing is we're going through over 300 of the sessions, and we're allocating various levels of technical levels to these sessions. And so this way, the Explore team will have a better understanding on the level of technical content that we have for sessions. And they are choosing more technical content this year. And that came directly from the vExpert feedback. You got 2 other pieces of news as well. So EUC Day. So if you want to support the VMUG EUC Day on May 16th, you can find the link on Twitter at vExpert. It was posted on May 8th, so 2 days ago. So you can go retweet that, go look at the information, go register. VMware is also offering a free VMware course through June 15th, the design, configuration, and management. The VMware Cloud course is free, which is normally $1,400 cost. If you're a vExpert, you will also receive 1,500 reward points if you complete that course. So, some interesting stuff coming.
Yeah, exciting. And we got a lot of other exciting stuff to come down the road. I know the hackathon is being organized, and that's going to happen this year. So we're going to have a room and a hackathon for one of the evenings. So that'll come out soon. They're getting ready to announce that. Then the code sessions and vBrownBag sessions are all starting to fill up. So if you have a community session you want to do, go look for the links and get your session application in, and we'll go from there. With that, anything else, Corey, or we're good?
No, one last thing. For the introduction of Mohammed, I wanted to append a future vExpert onto his introduction. Mohammed will be applying, in June for the application. So June applications will open, and also the results for the vExperts for the June applications will go out before Explore, and so you will have the benefits of being a vExpert at the show if you're awarded.
Thanks, Corey.
You bet.
Nice. All right. And with that, I will say that welcome, Mohammed, to the show. What we traditionally do on this show, because we are a community show, is we ask you, tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us the couple-minute elevator pitch of who you are. How did you get in IT? What's your career arc look like? Where do you work now? What do you do for VMware? I know you got a VMware gig, but you obviously have been other places. So just give us a 5-minute elevator pitch. Where'd you go to college, or did you go to college? Where did you grow up, and how did you get here, so people can understand who you are?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Eric. First, thanks a lot for having me. And my name is Mohammed Jamaldeen. I joined VMware almost 8 months back as a lead solutions architect, part of the cloud management business unit. I'm here based in Dubai, so it's quite hot here as you can expect, and it's quite late as well. So it's almost 10:30. This is usually my bedtime. This is maybe when my first dream starts. So prior to joining VMware, I was a customer of this beautiful company for over 15 years, where I got the chance to implement almost all VMware's flagship products, I would say, starting maybe by ESX Server 2.5 back in 2007, and then all the way to the latest technologies. Yeah.
I mean, I was 3.0, and I don't hear very many people that go into the twos. Yep.
I was there. Yeah. So I progressed mainly in my career, starting from a network engineer to leading positions where I got a chance to manage great talented teams, large digital transformation projects, and so on. It's been quite a long run for me, but I believe that I'm a lucky person being able to see the world from both perspectives, on the customer side and the provider side. This double-sided experience has given me like some serious perspectives when chatting with our customers, where I'm not only offering a technical expertise, but only maybe a dose of a real-world understanding from my own time as a customer, where I think this helps me connect maybe on a deeper level with our customers, making conversations more meaningful and productive. From a personal perspective, I come originally from Lebanon. This is where I was born and raised, and I moved at also a very young age to the United Arab Emirates, specifically Abu Dhabi city. And here we are today.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I similar worked in IT for a lot of years before you end up at a vendor, right? I mean, it's a common thing. My brother was just telling me I was at a wedding over the weekend, and my brother was telling me he works for Siemens, and I was like, oh, I thought you worked for the power company, Florida Power and Light. And he goes, oh, I did, but then Siemens reached out and hired me because they wanted an expert at running power companies, and they sell power company products. And so even in the power business, you have vendors that are stealing people at the power companies into the positions of working at the vendor. And so it is an industry thing, not just even a tech thing, but it is interesting. I'll ask you, when did you get your first tech job, and what was it, and what platform did you manage?
So yeah, initially I started back as a small job back in my home country, where I was able to manage a smaller, I would say, scale network, where we had few networking switches here and there. I had to learn, how to manage Cisco switches and so on. Then when I moved to Abu Dhabi, I started a little bit of a bigger job at a transport and logistics company here, along with maybe moving later on to another company, more of a system integrator, that used to manage also multiple entities in Abu Dhabi as well. So the whole thing started at a very small scale, few switches, a little amount of I would say servers and so on. And then, virtualization started to come up, and then the whole world started to change, and the rest of the story.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that I experienced while working data centers for companies is the budget impacts and the budget decisions and things that you had to spend money on and where to make choices, right? Where at the vendor, we're much more of the, here's what it is, here's what it costs, and we give you a discount. But we lose touch with the value prop that customers have to see in order to pay for these things and making selections. So it's great to get customers to come in and work at VMware because they have a better understanding of how to get value, because it costs companies money to do this stuff. So it is pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your experience coming to VMware. What was your impressions of coming into VMware, and what did they get you started doing? And did you get a computer on your first day, or did it take like 3 weeks to get your first computer?
No, I got it actually a bit earlier. So I got it too early, to a level where I wasn't able to log into the computer. So I got the beautiful Mac, but my account wasn't activated because I got it maybe earlier to my official joining date. So I just had to look at it for a couple of days before my account was activated. But yeah, I heard that some people they get their laptops a little bit maybe late, but my experience was extremely, I would say, satisfactory.
Tell your manager good job, right? Because not all managers are that good. I think they've gotten better at it. So you came in, and I kind of looked at your blog, which is Cloudflation. How did you figure out how to get going? Because it seems like you've been blogging for the last 7 months or whatever. It must have been pretty quick when you came in that you decided to start writing a blog, Cloudflation. What was your thought process around that, and what's been your experience?
See, I believe from day one, the moment I started talking to VMware, and I knew that I'm going to make this move, I decided that I'm going to blog and try to give more back to the community. Because, see, my previous job wasn't really that type of a job where I can go blog, talk. Again, given the nature of the job, maybe given the nature of the things where I'm engaged at. Being with VMware, it gives me more of a flexibility, maybe more of a exposure, talking with different customers from here and there, being exposed to more innovations, maybe if I may say, maybe looking at technologies as firsthand. It all gave me that decision where you know what, I have to start blogging as soon as I joined VMware. I didn't know that it's equally satisfying to be on that other side of the table, because being able to craft a digital strategy, browse the market, search for innovations, locate the best providers as a customer, and implement those technologies and see it delivering business value, it gives a great feeling. And I think and you may have experienced it, and then think everyone should try it if they can. But I didn't know until recently that it is equally satisfying to be on the other side of the table, seeing those customers facing different types of challenges, trying to overcome those challenges with innovations that our company, like I'm talking about VMware here, came up with, and maybe even you personally participated part of those innovations. VMware today, I think, sits on top of over 5,000 patents, and maybe what people doesn't know is that every single individual in this company contributes towards innovation, being able to share ideas, submit feature requests, maybe present innovative use cases driven by customer needs or maybe by personal experience. So yeah, being here at VMware, I felt that my impact got just way bigger.
Yeah, I would say that, I feel a little bit of that just watching. You're humbled at how many customers are doing innovative things, and then how many engineers are doing any innovative things. And you sit in the middle and broker it and connect people and actually get people exposed to what's actually happening at customer sites. We run CTAB, and CTAB members come in and engage, and you get a lot of reward just seeing people being successful either on the customer side or in the engineering product side, right? It is rewarding and a little bit humbling, right? Because you get to work with such great people doing these kind of things, right? So it is something when you're in these jobs, you realize that there's reward to it for sure. Tell me about the blog that you wrote, automating 2,200 VMs it is our 22nd birthday. That makes more sense. Is it our 22nd birthday? Yeah, or 25th.
Yeah, 22nd birthday of vSphere. Yet it was almost at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. That's where I was confused. Like, why? It's a 25-year anniversary. We gave away a VMworld ticket to somebody just this morning. We went through and made selections of who's going to get that. And then I saw 22 years. I'm like, wait, but it's so vSphere is 22 years old now. That's
correct.
2022, right? And that must have been, was that vSphere 3, or are you talking, was there, because is that
vSphere 1? So ESX, which originally was, I think, WGS and so on. So whenever we released the version 1, this was on the 23rd of March 2002.
2002. That's what I was going to say, because the vSphere name wasn't introduced until like 2007 or something like that. Because I remember VI3 was Virtual Infrastructure 3. They didn't name it vSphere for a while. But ESX, the birth of ESX, and maybe bundling of vMotion was probably vMotion probably came a little bit later, right? I mean, I'm not sure they even had vMotion right at the very beginning.
Maybe 2000.
Maybe ESX 1 didn't have, but anyway, I wouldn't know when vMotion, probably pretty shortly after or right during the time. Maybe it was at the same time. So 2,200 VMs. When you automate, did you use PowerShell, or what did you take us through? How
yeah. So maybe if I may tell you that bit of a funny story, because you mentioned the 25th birthday of VMware. So the whole blog idea started when we were celebrating the 25th birthday of VMware. We were running this virtual town hall. Everyone was joining. We had some musics maybe played also, where Raghu and the rest of the leadership were there also presenting. So my son came back, passed by and said like that, "What's going on? What's happening?" I told him it's our company's 25th birthday. So he asked me what was the first product that this company came up with. I told him it is vSphere. Then it took me a little bit of research just to validate my thought, and apparently I was wrong. After a joint research with my son, we discovered that it was VMware Workstation, and it was a little bit embarrassing for me, but better late than never. So yeah, as part of this research, I realized that vSphere was launched on the 23rd of March 2002. So I had a little bit of a time for me to think about maybe an idea what I can talk about. So going back in history, as we said, it's what was WGS, then maybe GSX, and then ESX, then ESXi. A lot of name evolution, but this is where we are at today. So yeah, so when we discovered that ESX or vSphere's birthday is coming up in 30 days, I told my son as a joke, like we have to buy a gift for vSphere, and then we both laughed, and then we went to bed. And so I remember trying to sleep on that night. That blog idea came to my mind, and I just woke up. I just wrote a small note for myself to remember on the second day. I just wrote a few words, maybe I think vSphere birthday, and then automating virtual machines. So this was my idea. You know what? Why not to gift somehow virtually vSphere an automation of 100 virtual machines, inspired by my current role, part of the cloud management business unit, where we're doing a lot of automation, cloud management platforms and so on. So yeah,
so the reason you're on this show is because this blog trended, right? That's how we invited you, because we're watching trending content. And so we noticed that this 2200 VMs in 22 hours, the 22 hosts, was trending. Did you think while you were doing it, you were going to be trending?
Honestly, I did not expect that it's going to get that much of traction. It went viral, and I was surprised. We got more than 1 million impressions, more than 10,000 engagements, and yeah, it was surprising for me, honestly.
If somebody had talked to you 2 years ago and said, "Yeah, I'm going to be trending at VMware, for the 22nd birthday of vSphere," you were like, "Sure."
I wouldn't know this. I wouldn't expect it even, honestly, to begin with, Eric. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did notice that you did 22 hours, 2200 VMs with 22 physical servers. Where did you did you actually do it on 22 physical servers?
No,
no. Oh, all right.
So I'll tell you how I did it. So
I was gonna say, wait, you don't have 22 physical servers sitting?
No,
in
I
a
don't.
somewhere.
I don't.
Right.
So I said on less than the 22 physical servers, just to make it, more unique.
I missed that using less than. You're such a marketer. Okay, got it.
Correct. So for me, it started all at when looking at the fact that it was the 22nd birthday of vSphere. So I said I want to create 22,000 virtual machines. Then it took me almost 3 minutes to turn this idea down by just doing some math and figuring out that I don't even have that capacity to run such a large, things at my home lab. Therefore, I had, with some calculations, I had to settle on 2,200 VMs instead. So yeah, everything sounded like wow and easy at the beginning until I started to create my first blueprint. And going to area automation and creating the first blueprint through the blank canvas, where I usually use almost every day with my discussions with the customers and maybe in my demos, I was surprised that there is a limitation or a limit of 300 resources per template or per blueprint. So I got immediately disappointed. I felt that I will not be able to run the experiment the way I wanted. But with a bit of a coffee, I was like, why not run the same blueprint multiple times? But I wanted this to be done also automatically, so I can genuinely say and claim that this was done by one click, and provisioning those 2,200 machines. So yeah, I was able to go to area automation with the use of what we call pipelines. I was able to call the same blueprint 10 different times. And and upon the success of each execution, the second one will run. And this is where I got to the final beautiful result that I blogged on exactly in my blog.
How much memory and storage did you pre-allocate per VM? Did you allocate anything?
It was embarrassing, so I would rather not talk about it. But yeah, I would say it was one megabyte of memory. So
yeah, 1 meg of memory per, right? 2.2 gig.
VM.
Yeah, 2.2 gig you needed, right? Something like that. I told you I'd bring you on the podcast just to embarrass you. That's that.
No, see, it's not embarrassing. I think what we are trying is to prove that what we can do today with area automation and the rest of the CMP capabilities is super powerful. And I think this was maybe the if I want to talk also maybe why this blog went viral, I may contribute to 3 main reasons. Maybe the first one is that who doesn't love vSphere? This is, I think,
sure.
this is not me. And second one is the fact that we brought up the simplicity of what area automation can drive. Although we are market leaders when it comes to hybrid cloud management and cloud automation, but still you'll be surprised that a lot of customers who did not embark on the automation journey yet, they're not even aware that such a thing is possible. And I think the title was an eye opener to a lot of cloud and infrastructure administrators, seeing how simple it is to create 2,200 virtual machines in that short amount of time. And maybe the third reason is also bringing back those beautiful screenshots of vSphere, and see how VMware took vSphere in the past 22 years and bringing it along with the large ecosystem of our products to the level that it is at today.
So let's talk about the birthday pipeline that you have in the blog, right? Because this is where you said I assume the 300 limited. You made the pipeline can have 300. I'm just going to do 2,200 divided by 300 equals 7 or 8. Try to have or what? And is that what the pipeline is that I'm looking at in your blog here? The birthday pipeline.
So what I did, just to make it even more, I would say, easier for me to manage and to read and blog about. So I created a pipeline that consists of 10 tasks, and instead of having 300 virtual machines creation, I made it 220. So 220 by 10, and this is where I got to the final
That's
number.
why I was like, you have 10 in here listed, right?
Correct.
And so each one of those jobs, and then I assume ARIA. I'm not an ARIA expert. I don't think I've used it once. You can tie those together in the flow so that they automatically just go through the whole pipeline, one-click pipeline, and it just fires off one. And does it sequentially wait for the last one to finish before it then queues up the next one?
You can do either way. So you can do sequential or parallel runs. So it depends on the use case. In my case, I did sequential because I just wanted also to monitor how performance is going on my poor ESXi host sitting here next to me.
So a lot of people, you're right, just, like me, set up vSphere, set up your virtual switches, get some storage, and I'm in business. I put 8, 10, 15 VMs in my home lab, and I don't go to that next step. When we're talking about ARIA and then just getting to ARIA, ARIA just runs in a VM, I assume. How hard is it for somebody to get from I'm just running my virtual environment using vSphere to that next step of getting ARIA up, running, and doing a small pipeline for automation? Is that like a doable?
See, if I may answer the question in two parts. The first part is, it's super simple. You can today consume ARIA as a SaaS product. You don't even need to deploy anything on-prem. It's just a matter of deploying small proxy on-premise and have the SaaS deployment connected to your environment. But I think maybe if I may ask myself on your behalf a question triggered from what you just said is when I have a small environment, is it really about automation? Because here, I think people immediately link the word automation to time and money. And most importantly, they think about, human resources reduction. And sometimes they come and say that I have only small amount of virtual machines. Why do I need to complicate my environment by adding automation? So my opinion, and we're having a lot of these discussions now with leaders and from our strategic accounts. When we talk about automation, a few of the key benefits which may sometimes be overlooked when we are considering this part is mainly compliance and governance, because we help enforcing compliance and governance policies by ensuring that infrastructure is consistently configured according to the established guidelines and best practices. We talk about disaster recovery because we also help in faster recovery of cloud infrastructure and applications in case of failure to minimize the business disruption. We talk about increased customer satisfaction because when it's automated, then it's always available. Then you can consume the resources from self-service portals almost instantly. And last but not least, is sustainability as well. There are a lot of benefits related to sustainability when it comes maybe to energy efficiency, reducing e-waste, optimizing workload placement, and overall carbon footprint reduction.
Yeah. I can see that. I know that as we get into multi-cloud and multi-cloud management, this becomes more and more important, right? And as you start to worry about your workloads being up in the cloud versus being on-prem, and then having rock solid automation that allows it to just be controlled, you can see where the old days of just knowing vSphere and being able to manage your VMs, right, are just not going to be enough, right? You're going to have to go learn this stuff, right? And that, yeah, definitely doable. When you have your list of deployments on this blog, and I will say, go to cloudflation.com, check it out. You got great screenshots. You got everything here, just as a nice blog article. You can't miss it. It's on this front page. And you have, I think, the old vSphere screenshots as well, right? We went and dug out some of the early ESX server screen pages, right? Like screenshots for that. It does see
version
1.0,
1.0,
right?
Yeah.
1.0 screenshot. Where'd you get that? Did you find that online, or did somebody have a version?
This is maybe one of the other things which shocked me, that it was online on VMware's website, and we still maintain this document. Yani, to be honest with you, I was super happy to see such a thing, and this shows you also the commitment and the continuity of VMware.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through right now. Like, yeah, there you go. Copyright 1998 to 2001 on one of the the VMware tool properties pop up. It's like, oh my gosh, this is back in 98. This is when Mendel and them just got it going. That's like, and they still got this document. The documentation for 1.0 was up. You went and got the screenshots from the docs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was so careful. I just wanted to use also official documentation. I didn't want to use anything that may not be official or maybe authentic. So I only used stuff that are available on our official channels, and this was there available up and running on our VMware website.
The thing is about this blog article, you could have titled it ESX 1.0 screenshots, and you would have probably turned it like just
maybe
finding these shots and putting them in a blog article probably would have gotten you to trend also, just because it's so super cool to see the original 1.0 stuff, which I don't think I've ever seen, right? I think by the time I was at 3.0, it looked like this. There was a lot of everything, all the items, the Windows apps were the same, but it's the 1.0 stuff, so that's kind of cool. I'm just trying to think what else there is here from the standpoint of any other learnings or any other interesting thoughts around what you experienced with regard to just doing this blog and being part of creating the 22-year anniversary, because I don't think people would have really even realized that there was a 22-year anniversary, or that there's a difference between the company foundation of 25 years and when we had an actual enterprise virtualization product, because it was Workstation was the first product we came out with, which was just I think GSX, right? I'm not even sure.
No, it was I think called VMware Workstation.
Yeah, I think it was Workstation, right? And then GSX came after Workstation, which I think this might have been called. I don't know if this was This says ESX in it though, right? So
ESX.
Yeah, this was ESX, but there was a GSX that ran inside of Windows first, right? So then ESX was independent. Was the first hypervisor that I would say that was sitting below the operating system, right? Everything up until ESX was sitting embedded in the operating system. Workstation ran on the operating system as well, so kind of neat, right, to see that. Any other learnings?
Honestly, from the blog, and I think, I think the hype, the engagement, the comments that I got from colleagues, friends, customers, from the overall community of VMware, I think was super positive and maybe encouraging for me to go and do even more stuff. I'm super happy that people started to learn more also about cloud management platforms, the benefits of automation and how important it is. It's also very important to know that when we talk about cloud management, we're not talking only about automation. Automation is only a single piece of it. There are things where we scale at things such as things like, for example, cost management, performance management, and governance. Those also makes key part of cloud management platforms. And we will definitely do more in the upcoming few months, because I got really excited when I saw how people may react to when they see good content out there.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, have you been part of the V community blogging? Because this is kind of just getting you exposed to a larger set of people that are following the blogs, engaging with the blogs. And it is people that are, clearly producing content, V brown bag, so forth, and doing this community content. I think it is, it's fun to see new people come in. And I don't think you blogged before you came to VMware, right?
I did not. Honestly,
Yeah.
no, I did not. Yeah.
Right. Other blog articles that you're doing, it looks like you start to blog regularly now. Is this part of your gig? Do they allow you to do blogs while you're lead solutions architect, or just kind of like what you get to do in the evenings?
I think I do it at the evening, but I don't think the company is always empowering. I think all of us to go and create a content that is always useful to our customers, because I think this is our main agenda. Whatever we do is helping our customers and being more advocate about our products, and show people how useful our products can be to solve their business challenges, and empowering them with more capabilities. So I've always received positive comments from my management here in the region, and I think we will be doing more, although I'm doing it now, maybe after working hours. Sometimes I don't think it will be an issue doing it also during my work, but yeah.
So
a
when
lot
you
to
talk
come.
automation, I'll switch gears here a little bit, just because I did realize that we have a couple other topics to be interesting. Sustainability, right? People talk about sustainability now around the globe. And I was going to ask you, what do you do to destroy all these VMs when you were done? 2,200 VMs that have to be deleted. Does ARIA manage that? And sustainability, is sustainability just because you're you're optimizing your resources better because you're using automation to watch characteristics, watch idle time, whatever, and then reallocating more properly or taking down your VMs when you're done? What's the sustainability narrative, and how did you destroy 2,200 VMs?
It was one click, the destruction of the VMs, literally one click, going to that same pipeline and destroy VMs instead of creation. Now in the context, I don't know. I think there is an echo. I'm not sure if.
I'm not getting an echo here, but
is it me?
Oh, well, yeah, maybe you should mute.
I was muted.
Oh,
Sorry for that.
Yeah.
I'm still echoing, but I'm fine. I can keep going. All right. So yeah, mainly in the context of automation, we empower businesses to be able to dynamically allocate resources based on real-time demand, and which helps them reduce energy consumption in data centers. So, for instance, I don't know, Corey, do you also hear me echoing?
No, you're not echoing for me.
Okay, great.
Not at all. You sound perfect.
Okay. So yeah, mainly we help in distributing
There's a big
workloads
echo on the
efficiently.
stream, Eric.
Sorry?
There's a big echo on the stream. It's coming through. I didn't change anything on my end.
Didn't change anything here either. Echo on the stream.
Yeah, I'm still echoing, I think.
Did you? All right, so.
Mohammed, can you check if you have any YouTube or anything open there?
Oh.
Should I?
Hold on. Give me a second here. No.
Recording paused.
Let's see. Just going to do that. Okay. See if the echo is now gone. It might be gone now. It might be that Tony came in on TalkShoe, and TalkShoe then was picking up an echo. So I got rid of TalkShoe. So Julia, is the echo still present, or is it gone?
Can you say something, Mohammed?
Test. I think, yeah, still echoing. I'll drop and join back if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Sure.
Let me try. All right.
So Julia, is the echo there now?
No, just Mohammed's end.
Oh, got it. He came through as an echo.
Is there any echo? Or I think
Yeah.
still echo.
Still an echo on your part. That is odd. And you're hearing it, Julia, so I am not.
Let me try to change my microphone to my large.
Okay, still here. That's even worse.
I'm not sure. I have this echo cancellation at my end.
You can turn it on if it does anything. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I'm just I think still the echo is there.
Yeah, don't know where that's coming from. I could, yeah. Oh, no, not me. Timeout. Let me, I'll come back in.
Okay. Let's test while Eric is not here. Yeah, I think the echo is gone now, right?
Yes, the echo's gone.
Yeah. Seems coming from Eric's side.
Yeah, so something with talk show was messed up. I'm sorry who is listening. We'll come back soon. We can add it later, Mohammed.
Sure, we'll do that.
Was the echo gone when I left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was gone.
No,
I think now it's fine.
I'm gonna leave and we can keep the show.
All right. Sorry, people. Well, that's what happens when we're doing a live show. You just never know what's going to happen when you're doing a live show, especially with TalkShoe. So we were talking, I think, about Aria. What were we talking about? Where do we leave?
Sustainability, right? We were talking sustainability.
Yeah. Sustainability.
Yeah. So when it comes to ARIA and the overall capabilities when it comes to sustainability, we help our customers distributing the workload efficiently across their multiple clouds, ensuring that the resources are optimally used, ensuring that we have also reduction on when it comes to wastages. We also help them. Part of our governance capability as cost management and guardrails, we help them optimizing and their spend, preventing overutilization of resources, which also will lead to better carbon footprint reduction. And also, that VMware does not stop the efforts towards sustainability here. It's a never-ending, I think, efforts from VMware, and we wanted to make sure that our customers' life is easier, help them really getting tangible goals. So we worked on something measurable that is KPI driven, and we call it a green score. I don't know if you're familiar with or you heard this term before, Eric. So the green score is now being seen as a key metric in large organizations across the globe, and it's helping CXOs also to measure their decarbonization initiatives in a numerical fashion and report progress accordingly. So the green score is mainly a key metric that is driven by clean demand, clean operations, and green supply. It considers things such as utilization, power sources, hardware efficiency, and so on, bringing all those into a formula to give our customers a percentage out of a number out of 100 that they can use to report and to measure their efforts against.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I know that I was speaking, I've used this a couple times. The Starbucks CEO is managing cloud resources, and he's using ARIA Cloud Health, right? I don't know what we actually call Cloud Health these days, ARIA something. where he's managing cost of compute capacity as well, right? And actively determining where Kubernetes workload goes based on cost from different cloud vendors, right? And they have that built into their weekly, operational model where they can automate and provision different cloud jobs based on pricing, right? So,
100%. And
sustainability.
we also help, yeah, we help also in cloud in area cost. We help also, reveal resources that are being unused. And I was looking at a very interesting case from a live customer a few days back, where we were able to save $47,000 on their monthly bill just by discovering some S3 buckets that are sitting there on their AWS accounts that are not being used by anything. So they with the help of area cost, they were able to discover it and kill it immediately.
Is that what we're calling it now? ARIA cost? Yeah.
Area cost, correct.
Yeah, which is powerful. We always had the term server sprawl, right? Then it became VM sprawl, and now it's like cloud sprawl, right? Where how do you actually manage that? And actually, that is when you really think about it, that is sustainability, because if you are shutting these resources down, they can be allocated to somebody else, right? They're just resources
Absolutely.
that aren't being consumed. And yeah, we're getting an invoice for it, but truthfully, we're warming up the planet because some server somewhere is buzzing in an AWS rack somewhere. Then it wouldn't need to be sitting there buzzing for us. It could be buzzing for somebody else, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah, reducing the footprint. And that comes back to, we had in our notes here, what is the relationship between automation and cloud management? And some of this is that conversation, right? It's just how are you optimally managing your compute resources in the cloud like you would on-prem, right? And automation is a key to that, because one button kill 2,200 VMs. That seems like you need that, right? I want to click a button 300 times and shut the whole world down.
100%. And yeah, as we said, I think earlier, that automation is a key pillar of a cloud management platform, one of the key capabilities. But yeah, it goes hand in hand with what we do when it comes to cost management, as you said, area cost, when it comes to governance, and this is where area guardrail plays a big role here as well. And last but not least is performance management and troubleshooting, and this is where area operations also serves our customers.
Right. So we always ask guests that come in as we, come into the last 10 minutes of the show here. What are you excited about moving forward? Obviously, you're writing blog articles. How do you pick topics because your son helped you with this topic? I meant to ask, how old is your son? Right? Like, is he still? He's 10. You're right in the sweet spot.
Yeah,
yep, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. My son is 30, so he's a hardware engineer.
Oh, okay.
Works at Roku, but he's coming over, and we still have fun with hardware, and we do little projects together. So it keeps going. So you'll have fun with that. But how else are you going to pick what you blog on next? Have you found a good way to figure out what to write as you go forward?
It's super easy, actually. In the past 3 months, I've been just blogging on discussions that I'm having with my customers. Whenever I leave a meeting, I'm always coming up with something, a challenge, or maybe a new idea, or maybe something that they really want to know more about, or maybe something that we out of sudden just came up as an idea, and then we were able to solve it immediately during that meeting. So this is where I take it, and of course I remove any reference to the customer or to the discussion.
Yeah,
just generalize it and blog about it. I have a great, I think, a source of content ideas.
Right. Remind me, we have blogs.vmware.com. We have the affiliate blog list. We should make sure you get an affiliate blog list, because we tend to drive, we have an RSS feed that we can put you in, and we'll drive probably 50% of your traffic to your blog just by getting you in that list. So we'll have to do that. And anybody else that's a blogger out there, we have blogs.vmware.com. We have an affiliate list. There's a place you can go on blogs.vmware.com and click add me to the list, and you can go add yourself to the list, and we'll put that in, and that ends up in an RSS feed where we have 40,000 subscribers to that RSS feed. So any blog article you do, it ends up in that feed, and then you get more traffic to your blog. So that's cool. And we do have 800 bloggers out here or more that are actually writing blogs every day. And that's, by and large, when we ask, how do they come up with topics? That's exactly what they do. They're like, well, I had to fix this last week, so I just wrote about what I had to go fix. Right. So it's actually pretty good. Yeah. What What's your plans for the rest of 2023? Like, are you going to get to go to VMworld? Do they let you go to Explore? Sorry, I call it VMworld, but it's Explore now. And I know we have multiple of them around the world, right? So there's going to be Explorers all over the place. Did you get to go to Explore? And for the rest of the year, what are you excited about?
Yeah, so I've been at Explore as a customer earlier, but now I'm planning to go, hopefully this year to Explore Barcelona. And in terms of as someone who's passionate about technologies, as long as I can remember, and what excites me mainly is being able to see how technology is evolving and how it's shaping our lives and businesses. And working at VMware again, this helps me also see those innovations firsthand. So yeah, currently as we speak, I'm working, exploring things more into the AI and ML world, and see how this can help shape the future of cloud management, given the nature of also the type of work that I'm doing closely now. So yeah, maybe a lot to talk about in maybe future sessions. And yeah, that's it mainly.
Yeah, for me, I'm excited about the AI ML as well. And when are we going to have auto driving, right? Like the Tesla auto drive feature, right? Like when is Aria auto drive, or whatever they're going to call it? I don't know. I don't know if they're even building such a thing, but you could see where a lot of software, a lot of AI, and helping manage. We already have a lot of that in vSphere already. Comes to fruition where I have my GPT chat client. That's I just can let it do its thing and deploy me some VMs that do XYZ. So I should be able to just ask ChatGPT to make me 2,200 VMs, and it just goes, okay, here, go do that for you.
Yeah, today, as we speak, by the way, we have a lot of AI ML driven capabilities in
Right.
ARIA products. So we have what we call self-driven operations, we have what we call self-driven automation, and so on. But this definitely it's a never-ending, I would say, area of evolution. So whatever we had yesterday is getting better today, and will get much better also tomorrow. So we are there. We understand how important it is to embed those technologies part of what we offer to our customers, and I think it's only gonna get better.
Yeah, I have a kid at university who my youngest son is still in university, and he is in computer science, and he's like, his professor hasn't figured out that you can go to chat GPT and ask it to write the code for the homework assignment, and the homework, it just writes the code, and it doesn't do it perfectly, but it does it pretty well, right? And it picks up all the languages. Like they're in some weird language like Rust. I think they're doing stuff in Rust, and so I never even heard of Rust, but apparently ChatGPT does Rust, and you can just ask it to write you a code in Rust that does XYZ, and it just goes and writes pretty damn good code, right? Like he says he has to tweak a little of it, but it's like it's there. So I'm just waiting for ChatGPT to pick up, Aria, and be able to do PowerShell or Aria automation and just write you some code that actually goes and does it. So all I have to do is ask it, give me 2,200 VMs, and it's going to go give me that some kind of automated code sample that I can run against my cloud or vSphere, and it'll just go off and do it right without.
I'm pretty sure it will be there, but also it's very important to note that in parallel, what we have is what we call our black canvas. It's like a whiteboard where you can drag and drop resources and design the automation blueprint without even having to write a single piece of code. While yet at the same time, you can choose to go fully as a code, perspective. So we have both options also available. But yeah, I think it's gonna be there for sure. Sooner or later, ChatGPT will understand VMware Aria and will start also helping people creating more blueprints.
It is interesting because it gets back to my original point of a lot of us haven't spent enough time with the Aria to understand that, they've got a whiteboard drag and drop feature and then a button that says generate, and it'll go off and it'll do that, kind of like what you can do where you can capture a deployment as well, and it'll write the code to actually create what you've got up on the screen, right? So I know they've had that for a long time, right? Where you can automate everything that you've done on the in ESX or vCenter. Now whiteboard layout as well. The tools get easier and easier. So I feel like we keep having to climb up that stack as an architect, right? You're going to be less and less doing the lower level stuff, more and more up the architecture top level, and then with the tools, it makes even the architecture level stuff easier and easier as you climb up that stack. So
yeah, agree.
Final last thing, we do host the show on YouTube at youtube.com/vbarbecue, VBARBECUE. And for all of our guests, we always ask, one, do you barbecue or do you eat barbecue? Do you have a favorite barbecue restaurant? So to end the show off, Mohammed, do you guys barbecue in Dubai or wherever you're at over there? And if so, what do you do? Vegetables? I don't know. What do you guys do for barbecue over there?
They actually, yeah, it's extremely famous. We do a lot of barbecue. I'm not a fan of meat a lot, but I do. And our famous, I would say, barbecue dish is kebab. I'm sure you know it already.
Oh yeah,
So this is the most
that's
used
the
one.
best.
Yeah. This is the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do it by the beach. We do it in the desert. They do it like at home. They do it like almost everywhere.
Right. Do they use the long metal rods and then they wrap the meat around? Like I've had this one where it's like a soft meat that they then put on a metal skewer that's like pressed on, and then they cook that on both sides, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, they do this one, and I think also they do another one where they put even the meat under the sand and they put some heat on top of it and they keep it cooking for maybe 24 hours. I'm not that expert when it comes to this domain, but yeah, I know little about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're at the top of the hour, so thanks a lot for staying up as late as you did in order to be with us and surviving our technical difficulties, so the ones that we experienced. But always good to have community members on, bloggers on, and just say thanks a lot for being part of the ecosystem and contributing. And you trended, so you added a lot of fun and enjoyment for people that got to see that, and that was an innovative way. Tell your son we said, wow, that was awesome. Thanks a lot for coming up with those ideas.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Eric, for having me, and thanks a lot for everyone who's listening to us now or later. And
yeah, awesome.
Take care.
All right. Well, we'll be back again next week, as always, every Wednesday. Today we did it an hour early, so sorry to Tony and others that we were a bit earlier this year than today, but that's because Mohammed was keeping up too late here, so appreciate that. And we'll be back again next week to get some more people on and talk community stuff. Until then, have a great rest of your week, and don't forget to go eat some barbecue.